And his other son, Mike Jr., to his side as well. It'll be Liddell and Trey Townsend to take the tip for these respective sides. Just from a height perspective, Liddell is a very welcome addition back to this lineup. He's been in and out ever since sustaining that back. So here's TJ Moss. Become a little bit more of a scorer lately. Townsend steps in front and he will touch slam. How about the start for Oakland here? I think it's safe to say that both of these two teams want to get off to a good start. They did not have it versus IUPUI. Both of them only playing one game last week, which is kind of a rarity. They will both now play 3 games this week, Friday and Sunday. Liddell crashing forward, couldn't get that to fall. Going to get his own rebound, though, with 8 to shoot. Trey Townsend on him. Gerald crashing to the lane. He'll dip through, can't score. Good follow-up by Anderson, though. He did a lot of that down low the other day. And I think that can make him maybe a little bit more effective if he can shoot the 3 well. He was 3 for 5 versus IUPUI, but also get down low, get to the free throw line as well. It seemed like the Titans have been getting to the line much the last few games. Rocket Watts spins off the 3 ball, won't fall. Rebounded there by Hervey. And a foul on Detroit Mercy. No, a jump ball, I beg your pardon. I was going to say there wasn't much there. The arrow points left. And Oakland will keep it with 20 to shoot here. More over the top. Watts nearly collides with Davis. Open is Hervey, very capable 3-point shooter. Rotz will slam it to the corner. 8 to shoot now. Moore crashing his way home, blocked by Liddell. And he'll deposit it forward to Antoine Davis here. He looks behind, wants Oliver. That closed quickly. Moore from the blind side, and Detroit Mercy will reset. So Oliver, Davis, Moss, Liddell, and Anderson on the floor to begin this one for Detroit Mercy. Hervey, Watts, Townsend, Conway, and Moore if you're just tuning in. Here's Oliver spinning his way to the 10. That one falls. A.J. Oliver, another big piece to this team going down the stretch, averaging 6.5 per game. Gives Detroit Mercy their first lead. Oakland wants to control the pace here early on. Moore back off for Townsend, guarded by Anderson, out of bounds. Nobody touched it for Detroit Mercy, and they'll take it back. Well, this certainly is a rivalry game, but Oakland trying to make it not that in terms of the record since they've joined the Horizon League. They've won a good majority of these contests. TJ Moss guarded here by Moore, screened by Liddell. Moss wide open, A.J. Oliver can't knock that one down. Watts rattled that one off for Moore as he'll settle it down again. Jalen Moore, good to see him completely healthy. The league is better with it. Outstanding passer. Works through a double team there. Watts with the floater too far, snatched away by Anderson. Here comes Antoine Davis to the full court. Now to the corner to Moss. Liddell nearly had that scrapped away, and a pushing foul is the call on Trey Townsend. He doesn't love it. That'll be the first of the ball game for either squad. It's Lewis Garrison, Chris Beaver, and Courtney Green, the 3 men in stripes here today. Davis to trigger with 20 to shoot. 16:56 on the game clock here. Moss in the corner, slips by, got it for Anderson, wide open, and they'll take that. That's 4 early points for Demezy Anderson down low. Told you in the open, coming off his career high of 20 against IUPUI. Conway gets the post touch. Greg Campy calls him the X Factor. If Blake Lampin is going to be out an extended time, he could be. It's a knee injury. Is this one in the corner? Anderson trying to slide, and again, Oakland the last to touch it. 6-2 Detroit Mercy. They have the ball. Antoine Davis is yet to take a shot. Liddell with a couple, Oliver with 2, and Anderson with a pair of field goal attempts. Detroit Mercy in general, a team that likes to run, but this is a slow pace for both of these two teams to start this game. Kind of duking it out, feeling each other out in this rivalry. Moss guarded tightly there by Herbie. One to shoot, hoists up a prayer. Tapped by Conway, and Moore able to secure it. Jalen Moore, since coming back from the injury, averaging 19 a game, just over 15 for the season. Townsend swinging one through. 6-4. Oakland now 3 for 7 to begin this game from the field. Again, the Titans will control the pace here. Moss off for Liddell, and before the pass, Jalen Moore is going to be called for the foul. That'll be his first, team seconds. So early on, it's a low-scoring, slow pace. 6-4 Detroit Mercy here on ESPN.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, did you know that Geico could help with your homeowner's insurance?
Cookies?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
Got a little nutmeg in there?
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Geico.
It's your journey. Own every mile in an available H-Track all-wheel drive Hyundai SUV. Right now, get 2.9% APR on the 2023 Tucson or up to $750 bonus cash. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Teeth sensitivity is so common. Immediately it feels like somebody's poking directly on the nerve. I recommend Sensodyne. Sensodyne toothpaste goes inside the tooth and calms the nerve down. And my patients say, you know, doc, it really works.
Hey CoverGirls, let's be simply ageless with America's #1 anti-aging foundation and the Triple Action Concealer to conceal, depuff, and care. And try Simply Ageless Lash Plumping Mascara. Simply Ageless from CoverGirl.
Tennessee, UConn, we move into the rafters. We move for Pat. We move this epic rivalry into its next chapter. That's our move. Tips off Thursday at 8 on ESPN.
Well, we talked briefly about the series history earlier. Let's take a graphical look at it here. OU leads it overall 17-14. At Callahan Hall, not bad, but even there, Oakland has a pretty good advantage in the last 6 or 7 years, and you see the number there. OU has won 11 of the last 12. They did not play at Callahan Hall last year due to health and safety protocols. 2 years ago, they played 3 times, much to the chagrin of these two head coaches. Oakland came the better out of those two. You got Scott Nagy in there. Will Farrell as well, interesting group. LeGrier on in for Antoine Davis. They're out there with Moss, Anderson, and Oliver. LeGrier the only sub here for Detroit Mercy. Osei Price in for Oakland. That one tipped by Townsend, swirled by Anderson. He has 6 of the 8 for Detroit Mercy. LeGrier hounding in the backcourt there. Rocket Watson company able to break out of it. Detroit Mercy has been good on defense so far here today. It's been something they've been harping really all of Horizon League play. Coaches haven't been thrilled with the defense. Townsend rolls off, and Davis will scoop the rebound. His first stat of any kind here today, believe it or not, through 5 minutes. Davis to Anderson. That one a bit hot. Demezi handled it fine. Chucks it up for 2. How about the red-hot Demezi Anderson? He's got 8. 10-4 Detroit Mercy. Jalen Moore, 99 assists coming into the game here today. Just 58 turnovers. His assist to turnover ratio not quite as good last year, but that's because he set an unfair advantage, and maybe some of that due to the injury. 7 to shoot. He powers his way through. Moss tipped it. Patty kicked it off to LeGrier, and Detroit Mercy will keep it. Here's Anderson on fire. Heat check. Townsend will pick up the board. You knew it had to come at some point there. Red Sea parts for Jalen Moore, and more often than not, he's going to take that too. That's something Greg Campy said that was really missing, and you could tell that he was injured. Just a slight tweak to his ankle hampered his speed and just his ability to move. Davis, deep three off the back of the iron, and Rocket Watts will rebound. That's something they want him to do a little bit more. Oakland has struggled to rebound the basketball this year. Watts gets it back for three. It's short, and A.J. Oliver picks up his first today. Moss through a double team. A third catches up with him. That one squirted free. LeGrier able to settle it down. Maybe no. It's off the shin of Demezi Anderson. So for a moment there, it looked like Detroit Mercy might run away a bit with a run here in the first half, but all of a sudden gotten a little sloppy. Hervey, Watts, Moore, Townsend, and Price on the floor right now for the Golden Grizzlies. They're 3 for 10 to begin this game from the field. 0 for 3 from 3. Moore off for Townsend. He was pushed off the ball by Anderson. Swirls around and draws a foul. It's going to go against TJ Moss. It'll be his first, team first. Oakland with a pair of fouls here in the early goings. So Trey Townsend, 71% from the line. Take a look at the little trip, the clip there by TJ Moss from behind. Townsend able to make his first. Talked about him in the open, just how hard he's worked, become an overall player. He was really good his rookie campaign and last year, but his coaching staff really wanted to challenge him to become a threat from the outside. And Greg Campy said as much, hey, look, I didn't force him to do it, but he took hold of that and took about 40,000 threes in the offseason, and it's showing. Not high volume in terms of attempts, but he's making it at a 40% clip right now from the outside. And Oakland could use that because they've not been a good three-point shooting team this year. Anderson thought about passing it up. He's 0 for his last few. And Oakland will kill the possession there. Rebounding pretty even, just a 1 rebound advantage right now for the Titans. And Jalen Moore and company will run the offense. Jalen has 2, down to Townsend through a double. Lays it up without any problem. 10-10 Detroit Mercy now. And that's been something that the Titans have heavily struggled with Oakland the last few years, is just the post game. They don't quite have that monster post player in terms of size, but Townsend does a really good job down there when he's rolling. They want Chris Conway to chip in a little bit more as well. LeGrier down the middle. Try to lay it off the top of the glass, no good. Townsend will rebound as they quickly gallop up the floor here. Here's Trey again. Back to Price. Fires a catch and shoot 3. High rebound, spiraled around. Wow, that was way too hard for Hervey. Campy is furious, and this game still remains tied. Davis, LeGrier, Oliver, Anderson, Liddell here for Detroit Mercy. Approaching the midway point here in the first half. Liddell nearly carried, hoist up an awkward one, won't fall, and Hervey will scrap that one up on the ground. Campy has a word with Hervey as he walks down the floor here. Moore back to Keaton. Shot clock down to 8 already. Here's Osei Price. Down to 3. Through a double team. There's Hervey through another double team and a foul. A foul with 1 second on the 30. And that's going to go against Gerald Liddell. That'll be his first, team second. Send us to another timeout. A gritty, scrappy Metro Series first game so far.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And
and they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
When you stay at a Verbo, you always get the whole home. Not part of it, but the whole upstairs, the whole downstairs, the whole fridge, and the whole secret nap room. Because is it really a vacation home if you have to share the house with the host? Only with Verbo.
We love our new home,
There's so much space.
but we have ants.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Did you think you could relax? That you'd seen everything there was to see? Or have you realized you can't look away and that the game has never been better? That is hockey.
10-10, your score after a couple media timeouts here in the first half. Still 10:27 left to play. Demezi Anderson leads all scorers with 8, tied there with Trey Townsend, who's heated up a little bit. Demezi Anderson with a extremely hot start. He's missed his last 2 shots. Antoine Davis has only taken 1 3 today. He has a rebound and assist in 9 minutes of action. He's still on the floor. All the Titans that were out there just moments ago remain. Keaton Hervey is heading to the line for 2. Coming fresh off the Liddell foul. Hervey on the year just 73% at the line as that first one spins off. Keaton Hervey, a guy who's averaging 12.5 points and 7 rebounds for this team. He's been a big addition. Transfer out of Missouri State, 6'4", 200. So splits the pair there. Oakland has their second lead of the contest here. Moss, Davis, Liddell, Oliver, LeGrier here for Detroit Mercy. Oliver tightly covered, back to the corner to Davis. He's double teamed on the catch as Moore rips it down. Antoine trying to keep up with them. Oakland moves a quicker pace really for the first time today. Price launches a 3, buries it. Big shot for Osei Price. They want him to heat up a little bit more. They're really counting on him to be a big 3-point shooter for this team. It's a 10-zip run for OU. Detroit Mercy looking for answers offensively. Liddell doubled. TJ Moss back to the corner, now to LeGrier. Trying to fade a pass to Liddell, didn't work. Here's Davis with 4 to shoot. His patented shot is off the right side of the rim, and Price will rebound. Here comes OU. They have more Townsend, Price, Watts, along with Keaton Hervey on the floor right now. Detroit Mercy historically will use a few more pieces off the bench this year than Oakland, but they've had some guys in and out. Rocket Watts nails the long 2. Those are his first points tonight. So Hervey, Watts, Moore, and Townsend have all cracked the Oakland scoring column here. TJ Moss rolls around a screen. High rebound by Rocket Watts. That's his second today. And again, they push the pace. On the wing, sticking the 3 is number 3. 30% 3-point shooter this year. That makes it a 15-0 run now. 19-10 Golden Grizzlies. LeGrier got bodied up, gives it off to Liddell. Sent it too strong and pinballed right to Jalen Moore. Jalen back to Watts now. And Oakland will settle back in. Greg Campy gets his attention. He calls out a play here. Golden Grizzlies have turned around their field goal percentage, 7-16. All of a sudden, Detroit Mercy just at 28%. 3 to shoot. Davis stripped it free, and they called a foul. Or that's an Oakland foul, I beg your pardon, on the loose ball. Greg Campy wondering why. Trey Townsend picks it up. That's his second. Oakland up by 9 here in the Metro Series.
It's always out there. The horizon. A reminder that our greatest goals are rarely attained. And as soon as you reach one, another emerges. But every day we rise and work harder, dig deeper, ask one more question, take one more shot in relentless pursuit of our horizon.
Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Study theater at Detroit Mercy. Learn how to discover new ideas and collaborate with others. Hone your creative skills in class and on stage. Witness how mentorship unlocks your potential and leads to future opportunities. Apply today at udmercy.edu/auditions.
Detroit Mercy trails by 9 here with 7:51 to play in this first half. Jeremy Otto back with you here from historic Callahan Hall. Trey Townsend with this foul here just before the break. And Greg Campy a little bit flustered. Just the loose ball created there by Davis. They jock it around and just a little bit of a hold there maybe for Trey. That's his second. So he comes out of this basketball game. Conway is in for him. Turnaround 2 by A.J. Oliver, and boy, did Detroit Mercy need that. Oakland was in the middle of a 15-0 run that spanned nearly 6.5 minutes. Let's see if that elevates Detroit Mercy's play again. Price, who has a made 3, cross court for Hervey. He splashes one home. Keaton Hervey with the third make from the long line here for the Golden Grizzlies, and that stretches the lead back to 10. Davis, Oliver, Anderson, LeGrier, and Moss right now for Detroit Mercy. Davis looking for his first make. It won't be there. He's 0 for 4. Rocket Watts been fairly hot lately. Rolls that one off the left and out of bounds off of Oakland. Actually, a foul is the call. Chris Conway picks that one up. It'll be the 4th on the Golden Grizzlies and the 1st on Conway. Antoine Davis looking to break off the schneid here in the scoring column. Coming off a 42-point performance versus IUPUI. Moss, look to his right, decides to take it himself. Conway battling with Anderson, and Conway wins that battle. Oakland all of a sudden has a large rebounding advantage. 6 is the mark right now. Rocket Watts, 3-ball, my goodness, he banks it in. 25-12. Oakland looking to run away with things here in the first half. 21-2 their run now. Those plays is part of the reason why Arashma Parks into the game here for Detroit Mercy. A.J. Oliver out. First action for Arashma tonight. Averaging just over 11 minutes per game for this team. So the three-point makes really haven't been a large piece of the season for Oakland. In fact, Greg Campy told me, hey, we got to shoot less if we want to win this game. It's going to be hard with this zone that Detroit Mercy plays, but maybe that message will change at halftime if they keep doing what they're doing. Chris Conway hooks it through. Another Detroit Mercy foul. This one goes against Parks. That'll be the third on the Titans. Nobody with more than one. Trey Townsend still on the bench with 2 here for OU. And Conway heading to the line. 9 of 11 on the year for him at the charity stripe as he makes his first. He had a stretch right around the middle of the first part of conference play where he had 3 straight games in double figures. They'd love to see that guy show up down the stretch run. They think he's going to be a really big part of whether this team rallies to a top 4 seed or falls a bit lower, with Blake Lampin out for the foreseeable future right now. Moss back to Tankersley. He's into the ball game now. Lofting pass for Anderson. He'll catch and shoot. It's been cold ever since he was 4 for 4 early. And Rocket Watts picks up his 3rd rebound. Make that 4 for him. 8 and 4 for Rocket Watts. 27-12, the lead here for Oakland. Conway slips by. That one crashed short with the big body of Parks right in front of him. And Antoine Davis will slowly creep it up the floor here. Davis, Tankersley, Moss, Anderson, Parks. The 5 out there for Detroit Mercy. Moss barrels his way through. That's his first 2 of the day. Breaks an 0 for 3. Breaks a scoreless mark of nearly 3 minutes for the Titans. Jalen Moore down low. Chris Conway counted in a foul. Chris Conway can give Oakland 30. There were just 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Liddell in, Parks out. We'll send nobody in the block here for the second time today. Can't be talking with the rest of his group as Conway shoots his only throw. Misses there. Tankersley will rebound. Moss lost it. Here's Rocket Watts with the airborne pass. Trying to save it now is Moore. He did to Hervey. Price backing away, and boy, would that have been a bullet if he got it through. They do get the offensive board. Watts for 3 off the left side. Conway hooking that out of play, and the foul is on him. It's the second foul on Chris Conway. The 5th on the Golden Grizzlies as Pink will see some time. He's in for Moss. What a lethargic start, though, for Detroit Mercy here. Shooting just 30% from the floor, 0 for 6 from 3. Oakland had a slow start themselves, but they've since elevated to 42% from the floor. A lot of uncomfortable looking possessions like this. Davis still playing off the ball. Anderson 3 ball, rips it wide. Conway will rebound. That's his 4th today to go along with 4 points. A lot of lines look just like that when you look up and down the balanced scoring right now for the Golden Grizzlies. Moore fading away for 3. He hit it. Jalen Moore with his first 3-point make. That's the 5th of the night already for the Golden Grizzlies. They usually just shoot around 30%. Rocket Watts paddles it away. He will take it all the way and score. Mike Davis is hot. His team is down by 20 with 3:11 remaining here in the first half. Oakland with no, either on the record or off. Trying to lead his team to another deep run in the Horizon League. Davis, Anderson, Oliver, Tankersley, and Coca sees his first action here, does Bly. Davis, no room. Jalen Moore right in his face. A.J. Oliver driving through, can't score that one. Offensive rebound for Detroit Mercy, little step back three by Davis, and the crowd erupts. They needed just something to get Old Mo their way, and maybe that starts it. Before that, a 30-4 run for the Golden Grizzlies. A lob attempted there for Hervey. That was something that Detroit Mercy practiced quite a bit yesterday. They will commit a foul. It's Oliver who picks up his first. That's team fifth. A.J. Oliver got in foul trouble the other day. Ended up fouling out against IUPUI in just 20 minutes. That left a lot of room for Pink to see some action, with Stone still unavailable here today for Detroit Mercy. Liddell is back in, as you've seen. There's a foul on Coca for a slap. Foul's pretty even. That's 6-5. Detroit Mercy now. Moore, Conway, Watts, Hervey, Price on the floor for Greg Campy's team. Moore lofts it over the top. Oliver will guard the ball. Here's Watts now. Rocket already with 10 points. That leads both sides. Moore. Shifty with the ball here. Rocket has it back. Tankersley on him, buys some space. Three's too long, jostled around. Nothing is easy for Detroit Mercy, but they will finally secure the board. Davis trying to lock himself in. You can see it in his eyes. A.J. Oliver for three, book it. A mini 6-0 run, the lead down to 14. Any little run matters for the home squad, the way they started this game. This is the pace that Oakland has captured so far here today. Coca will commit his second, and that will send Oakland to the line for a 1-and-1. So 2 on Coca. Trey Townsend has been on the bench ever since he picked up his second. It was pretty early on in this first half. Nobody in the lane once again as Moore in the 1-and-1 makes it. Kyle LeGrier is in for Coca here, so they go with a pretty small lineup. Liddell still remains on the bench. Hasn't quite looked like himself today. 3 rebounds, 0 for 4 from the field. He's looked a little bit rushed whenever he's had the basketball today. Back to 16. Davis looking for his second 3. Wings high off the iron, tipped around by a couple Titans. That's Oliver in the thick of things, and a foul. Detroit Mercy did own the arrow there in case it was tied up. Foul's on Hervey, his first. Now LeGrier with 20 to shoot will inbound here. Kyle bombing one to Davis here. He's doubled, tucks it off for Anderson. A.J. Oliver looking for another catch and shoot. And Price with a good box out. Price now with 2 rebounds. Jalen Moore will jog it back up. He has 5 assists so far in this one. No turnovers. Moore, Euro step. Got the friendly roll off the back of the iron. Sub a minute to go in this one now. Davis still stuck on just 3 points. Davis against Moore, down the middle, splash. 38-23. 2 for 7 is Antoine Davis. Campy is livid. Game clock to shot clock, about an 11-second differential here. LeGrier guarding Jalen Moore. It's going to take it down to at least 10. Conway moving to the post. 6 to shoot. Moore, fadeaway. Off the left side of the iron. Detroit Mercy shouldn't touch it, and they don't. 11.1 to go. Oakland up 38-23. Detroit Mercy with a chance to at least have a little bit of a better feel here at the end of the half. Oakland's most impressive run was about 30-4 midway through this first half. That was cut through by a couple Davis threes. 7 to play in the first half. Antoine is fouled by Moore. That's going to be Jalen's second foul. So now Moore and Townsend have 2, and Davis and Rocket Watts share a word or 2. Keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Oakland's been really impressed the way Rocket Watts has improved his defense and really learned this zone. Something he struggled with early on. Maybe just a little late slap of the ball is what Davis took exception to. So 1-1, he sticks his first. That the first free throw even attempted by Detroit Mercy here today. Oakland has 9. The fouls are even regardless of that. And a timeout by Greg Campy may allow Detroit Mercy to full court press if they'd like. So that makes it 38-25. Oakland still holding a 20-14 advantage in the rebound category here. Points in the paint are fairly even, 12-10. It's been hard to get there for either of these two teams. The difference has been the three-point shooting, at least early. Before Antoine Davis's couple makes, Detroit Mercy was just 1 for 9. They now have 3. Oakland with 5. Like we mentioned earlier, a little bit of a rarity for them to shoot the 3 effectively. They've missed a few more going down the stretch here. So Jalen Moore continues to be out there. He's having a discussion with one of your officials today. Greg Campy joins it now. So Townsend and Moore both have 2. That could be a large story in the second half if either pick up a third. Here's Keaton Hervey, will run the baseline to inbound. 4 left in the first half. Runs by Davis, Moore to the 10, off the bottom of the glass, and no foul is called. You have to hold your breath. There's quite a few fouls